Okay, so now I'm going to show you about how to make medicines out of cannabis. Alright. In here is some cannabis. Now, I just put it in the freezer, and the temperature at the moment would be about minus 20, maybe minus 15. So it just came out of the deep freezer. Okay, so first thing we do, and the next thing, I also put this as alcohol, ethanol, pharmaceutical grade. You can get it from the pharmacies. They'll sell it to you for about $30 a litre. Best to use. Alright. So, chop up the buds. You only want to use the flowers. Chop them up so about the size you would make coffee with, coffee grains, so you can use a coffee grinder if you want. That's a bit fluid in it. Okay. Once you've got them all chopped up, I'm only going to show you a little bit because it's just a demo, right? But it works with any amount. So then we just put in, I'll just put this down for a second. Alright, so we just pop it in here. It's pretty easy. Alright, so there's the flowers in there. Now, just want to pour in enough, you know, like you're cooking rice. Just like you're cooking rice, you know, you just want to put it a little bit over the top. Alright, the more you put in, the more you've got to get out. Okay, so don't use much. Alright. So now that we've got it in there, and you can see already the water, or not water, but the alcohol is changing colour. Okay. Now we only need to do this for about 3 minutes. So if I put the lid on now and shake it. Alright.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah. We got, at minus 20 degrees, we've got about a 3-minute window when the chlorophylls, which we don't want, which is the green parts, will move quite slowly into the ethanol off the plant matter, and that the cannabinoids and terpenoids and flavonoids will move quite quickly. So we've got that little window, although you're best to do this straight from your freezer, alright, like I've done here. It's taken a while to get here and I raved on a bit before I even started it. Don't do that, do it straight away. So the temperature's starting to come up warmer now, and I won't go for 3 minutes for that reason. But normally, if you take it straight out of the freezer, you've got 3 minutes to do it, okay? So I'm going to strain this now. The next thing to do, the reason why I'm going to strain it now is because I can see a little bit of green starting to come in there. As soon as you see that green there starting to come in, stop straight away and strain it. How do we strain it? Just a normal kitchen strainer works fine. Straight into a capture bowl. Anything will do. Stainless steel is very good. Glass is fine. Alright, simple as that. Just like you're straining rice. Okay. Now that's done. Alright, so now we have, this is pretty much spent, but you can use it for cookies or, you know, something like that if you wanted to eat it. It still has some medical properties in it, but most of the THC is in there, or the CBD. This works with both CBD, THC, CBG, CBC, any cannabinol that you want to extract. Alright? Okay, so we've got that done. Now the next thing to do is clean this up a little bit. Because I want to use this again.
So use the herb as a garnish in your rice dishes.
Yeah, that'll
like
work
this.
fine. Just clean this bottle out a little bit.
Never waste any part of your plant. Ever. That's a crime against humanity.
Okay, so now... So now we've filtered it, right? There's still a few fines in there. Okay, so get those fines out. A little bit of coffee filter paper. Okay. There we go. a little bit of coffee filter paper, inside a filter, into a catch or something, capture bottle, capture bowl, whatever you use, it's okay. Just pour it in there. It'll come through, and that's cannabis tincture. Now you can drink that now, or you don't drink it, right? Cannabis tincture is recommended from 1 to 10 mils per hour for your ailment, depending on your ailment, okay? If you've got really bad headache or something like that, 10 mils and you'll be going to sleep and you won't have a headache. Okay, well, you know, when you're in a lot of pain, often after the pain relief, you're exhausted from fighting that pain, that sleep is a very good thing, and most people after suffering a painful attack, they'll just like to go to sleep. Okay? So yeah, 1 to 10 mils. And now the next thing to do with that is to just pop that into a still. Yeah, and you get to keep all the alcohol and be left with the hash oil. And the hash oil, that is the medicine that you use. You can use it in this thing now as a tincture. And then if you take the alcohol out, then you can make it into an oil infusion or a balm, a topical, or back into a stronger tincture. This tincture now is called full strength because that's how it comes off the plant, as you see. All right. So, and if we look at that and how much THC is in there, we'll find that it's usually around about 100 to 1. And we say about because you never be really accurate with this because different plants have different amounts on it. Okay. So, but around about 100 to 1 is called full strength. Around about 50 to 1 or 60 to 1 is called double strength, and 30 to 1 is called triple strength. So you can do that by just evaporating the alcohol out, down half or 2/3. Okay, and that makes it triple strength. And that's all. Then all of those applications are usually with mils at a time, 1 to 10 mil. Once you get below that, once you get below 30% alcohol, then you start moving into sublinguals. And then the dose rate changes from mils to drops because it becomes very strong, very powerful. Okay, so, and then instead of having, say, 4 mils to get rid of your headache, you would have 4 drops. Okay?
And if you evaporate it all, you're left with like a chewing gum residue if you've got enough cannabis in your wash.
Yes.
Chewing gum sort of thing.
Yep. Okay, so that's how quick and easy it is to make your own medicine from cannabis. A little bit of prep beforehand was about 20 hours, 24 hours in the local freezer here. I put the alcohol in there and the buds that I chopped up first, put them in the freezer. The next day we've done that with it. Okay? So now, would you like to see that's using alcohol. Ethanol causes cancer. We know that. We know that people, this stuff's no good for you. So, is there a way to make it without using any chemicals? Yes, there is. Several ways. But I've got one outside now that I'm going to run. It's called a rosin press. And we'll make some oil outside now. All that I did there, you'll see it all happen outside. If you just want to follow me outside.
For the chemical-free method, follow the man outside, and the man that's waving because he's in love with you, I think he wants to ask you a question. Scream from the top of your lungs so we can hear.
So that's going to produce THCA.
Yes.
If you wanted to convert that or half of it to THC, you just heat it up.
Yes.
So the alcohol does the THCA.
You would heat it first, okay? So you get the buds. So the buds I started with, you're right, they hadn't been heated, they hadn't been decarboxylated. What you start off with is what you're going to get. So you decarboxylate your buds first by putting them in the oven, heating them up to 100 degrees for a little while, and then taking them out, cooling them down, put them in the freezer, and you're ready to go again. Okay? I'm not a big fan of microwaves. I think they're dangerous myself. You might call me fanatical.
Use the oven to convert.
Yeah, ovens are pretty cool. Hashish. Because you've got to eat a lot of plant matter as well. Nothing wrong with eating plant matter. It's not much, it's only a little tiny bit, I hear you. Right, nothing wrong with that, yes. Hashish is great to eat, and it's eaten in many of the Middle Eastern countries. Yeah, and it's very good for you, and you eat a gram or two of that a day and you're going to kill cancer, no problem.
What are the pros and cons of using a tincture over an oil?
Tincture, okay, oils take a lot longer. Oh, there's that lead, I've been looking for that. Oils take a lot longer to travel through your body because usually they'll go right through your digestive system to get into your blood, okay? Whereas a tincture, alcohol, you know, alcohol, I don't know if you drink, but if you have a beer and it's the first one of the day and you had a full tummy, it doesn't take long, it takes about 5, maybe 10 minutes before you feel the effects. Well, if that beer was carrying THC instead, it would take about 5 minutes before you feel the effects. Okay, and that's what a tincture is. It's basically a beer with THC in it.
Does that mean it bypasses the healing of the gut? You get into the eating it?
Yes, if you wanted some, say you were suffering from Crohn's or something like that, then don't bother with alcohol. Just eat it. Just get it into your tummy. That's where you want to target. You want to target that area. So tinctures are very good for targeting the brain. Because it only takes about 5 minutes to get there, as we all know. And they're very good for mixing in your blood too. They'll get into your blood very quickly, so any blood diseases and things like that. Tinctures are good for that. But the disadvantages of tincture is that it's got alcohol with it. So you can only take so much of it before the alcohol's going to have an effect. And if it's a detrimental effect, then it's a waste of time. Okay, so tinctures are really good for to relief of acute symptoms like headache. You want to get rid of it now, not 2 hours time. So they're really good for acute symptoms that don't take very much before you get it under control. Like, tinctures are not that good for killing cancers because you have to take it consistently, and you need to take massive doses of THC or CBD or both of them together to get rid of cancer. So when you've got that mixed with alcohol, massive doses of THC, massive doses of alcohol, bad news. Okay, so that's when you use an oil infusion. Because again, it's not an acute symptom, it's a chronic symptom. It's one that's lasted a long time, that's always been there. Like acute symptoms are things that you need to get rid of right now, like headaches, like seizures, like stuff like that. And chronic symptoms like pain you have in your back for years, that's a chronic symptom. So for chronic symptoms, you use oil infusions because you take them and they'll be in your blood continually. Whereas with tinctures, it wears off pretty quickly because you can only take, like I said, a certain amount. That's all you can get in there because otherwise it becomes too much alcohol. So never use isopropyl alcohol ever. It is not recommended for internal use ever. Okay. External use, rubbing alcohol, I don't recommend it personally, but it is recommended by the powers that be for external use.
Were you using blood pill or something like that?
Pardon?
Blood pill or white grass or something?
Yeah, ethanol. Ethanol. You can buy it from the chemist. I should have brought it in. Now it's raining out there. Okay, so you can get it from the chemist. The chemist will sell it to you. It's legal to make medicines from cannabis. You don't need a license. You only need a license to sell it. You don't need a license to make it and use it yourself. Okay? That's called self-medication.
Excuse me.
Yes.
When you're brewing up this tea, is there something you would need to do to the
Brewing up the tea, what you're saying.
Yep. Yeah.
for sipping, for relieving pain and
Yeah, that'll work fine. Acidic things are liquids at best, or like acidic like juices, like warm up juices, and that's quite nice. Or fatty, oily things like milky substances, not just cow milk, but soy milk, nut milk, things like that. They'll mix with them really easy. Okay, it doesn't like to mix with water by itself unless the pH is down about 4, which makes it about the same as vinegar. Vinegar's about 4.4.
So would you mix it with vinegar and
Yes, yep, vinegar will work fine. Yep, you mix with vinegar and then that'll make it mix with the water.
Or butter.
Yeah.
The Indians put butter in there, ghee, butter.
This tincture that we made just before, that'll mix perfectly with tea, water. We mix with water, any, like it's like alcohol, so like alcohol is carrying it, and whatever alcohol will mix with, that will mix with.
What about ghee? Did you use ghee?
Ghee will work fine, yeah. Yeah, it's a fat, any oil, fat, butter. Yeah. Alright.
Now listen, before you rush out to do the resin press, this young lady has come in here from the rain saying she's got a raffle she's drawing.